Welcome back. If you noticed, I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing in my last video. That's because I just filmed my last video. I wanted to do the puzzle rush, and now I'm going to play a rapid game. I know from hearing feedback from you, my subscribers, that a bunch of you would just prefer that I played rapid games on camera all the time, but it takes a while for me, usually a week or more, to build up the courage necessary to play a rapid game on camera because it's pretty nerve-wracking. And obviously I sometimes make embarrassing mistakes and lose the game. That used to happen a lot more frequently back when I was in the mid to upper 1300s, and I just suffered a huge cliff. I dove off the cliff with my rating, and I'm trying to build it back up, but I'm going a little bit more slowly this time. Anyway, most of you don't care to hear all my explanations. You just want to see this game, so I'm going to play a 10-minute rapid game against a random opponent. No increments, let's go. Okay. Oh, I still don't like that opening. That flash screen there. Let's, I guess, play the Caro-Kann defense. We're going to get either the advanced, okay, we get the advanced variation. See, oh, they didn't take it, okay. And then I'm going to pin that knight to their queen with this bishop. And depending on what they do, I will play e6, I think. Yeah, let's play e6. Pretty soon we're going to take that knight. Not yet. I think now I can put this queen over here on b6, which is aiming both at that pawn and at this one. See what they do. Because they have 3 defenders on that D pawn, but I'm about to take their knight. Okay, they're going to give me the pawn down there. Let's go ahead and take, let's see, should I take this first? No, I should take the knight first. Then take the pawn. And then take that pawn. I think that's the right order. Now they need to get the knight out to protect the rook. Okay, good job. And now the queen isn't defending this pawn anymore, so I should be able to just take it. And I'm attacking that with check. Yeah, see, I'm going to take this with check, and then I can get the queen out of here. I think that's how this is going to go. Yeah, let's get the queen, let's see. Yeah, they're going to be able to get my b pawn here too, but I'm 2 pawns ahead, so I should be okay. But now I need to develop some pieces and fast. Like here, I need to get this out, aimed at that pawn. Oh, I could have just taken that one, but I didn't. Oh, I'll take their queen then. And then, let's see, their knight is still protecting that pawn, so I will go here and try to damage their pawn structure a little bit further, unless they protect it with the rook. Oh, they wanted to trade here? Okay. Well, then I will take that bishop. No, I won't because it moved. Okay, well, I'll get this bishop out then to here to block that pawn for a second, and then castle. I'm no longer up any material, so I need to move over, and I need to get this figured out pretty quick. Okay. I'm thinking about bringing this knight around this way, but their rook is guarding that spot. So what should I do? Can't go here. I guess I can challenge their bishop real quick and see where it goes. They came after the knight. Okay. Well, let's see. If they take the knight... Well, no, I can't take the bishop yet. Oh, yeah, I can take their bishop because I'm not in danger of a back rank mate. Let's take their bishop and see if they take my knight. I think they will. Oh, they didn't take my knight. They wanted me to block here and mess this pawn structure up. They have that, but I can defend here. What? Okay. I'm going to aim for... I don't think I'm in danger right now, am I? Wait, what are they planning? Are they going to take this, hoping I take, and then they'll get my bishop? Well, that'll be a little messed up. I don't know what to do about that. I guess just go here and see if they go there anyway. Okay, they didn't. I'm going to go after this pawn. They can defend it by putting the rook back there, or the knight. I can't move my king because then the bishop will be lost, so I need to move this pawn first, then move my king. Then I can get the bishop out safely. Okay, that's something that they can do. You know what? If they're going to get that pawn, I might as well. I know I can't get theirs yet. Wow. But now that I can move my bishop, I can aim for their knight, which is now defended. Okay. But if I get that, they take my bishop, then I'll get this pawn, and I'll be a pawn ahead. I think that's all right. Let's do that. I'm a pawn ahead, but they're all messed up here. Now, they want to advance this, and I won't be able to take because this pawn is pinned, so I have to put this rook here to be able to take that pawn. Okay. I have to think about it. Okay, let's go here. And if they advance the pawn, now I can take it. Because they did advance the pawn. Okay, well, I'm going to take it. And move this over, I think. And I'm still a pawn ahead. Let's see. I assume they're going to check me soon, so why don't we keep them from checking me here? And then I will come this way. Now I can check them, but they'll be able to move forward. I don't know if they want to or not. Or we can trade off that pawn, I think. I think that's okay. And then I'm going to check them here. I think they're going to come toward me. That was probably a mistake because I should have just taken the pawn. All right. Wow. Yeah, I should have just taken the pawn. Okay. Let's go here. Trade that. And then they're going to take that pawn. And I'm going to get it, looks like. Or maybe not. Maybe I won't get it. Maybe we're in a situation here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I think I lost this unless I can force a draw somehow. Yeah, because I can't move side to side. I have to move back or over here. Either way, they get my pawn. Okay. Well, let's do this. See if I can force a draw. Oh, they didn't take my pawn. What? Why didn't they take it? Okay, they took it that time. I think I can force the draw here, but I messed up somewhere. Yeah, I don't think they can force me out of this spot, so we're going to end up with a draw by insufficient material. I think is how this is going to play out. Or a stalemate. They're going to move right there, and that'll be a stalemate because I won't have any legal moves. Or if they move away, I'll take the pawn, and then that'll be insufficient material. Yeah, of course it's a draw. Sorry, they offered me a draw. I was like, all they had to do was move their king over, and it would have been a draw. But so I didn't have to accept it, but they would have, I guess they would have rather agreed to a draw than have a stalemate. So good for them. Oh, as far as I know, they were a good sport, sure. I guess run the game review. That's 2 draws in a row, isn't it? The last time I played a rapid game on camera, I got a draw, but in that one I was way behind, and they could have checkmated me, but they messed up, and I was able to pull out a draw by the 50 move rule. That one was intense. This one says we both played really well. 89% for my opponent and 88% for me, although I could round that up to 89. It says my opponent had got a pretty good advantage here early on. Sorry, the numbers aren't doing what they normally do. Well, yeah, normally when you move the finger around, it shows the rating at each point here, but this one is only going to say 4.2 here someplace, but not there. It doesn't tell me what it was. But anyway, they had a good advantage early, and then we were drawn for a long time, and they gave me a huge advantage, and I missed it. And it doesn't tell me what the advantage was there. Hopefully it wasn't a mate that I missed. Let's go to this point about right here. Yeah, chess.com, work on this graph, please. It's been failing a lot since you switched to the new graph, which I like the look of better, but it's far less functional than the old graph. For example, no numbers are popping up. Oh, and when they do pop up, it's behind the hand. That's not good. But about right here, where they played a great move, then I messed up. What I did was take that, and that was a mistake. Okay, I didn't know that. What should I have played? I should have played knight g. I should have just gotten the other knight out. And then they would have played rook to b1, and I would have taken that pawn, the a pawn. Okay, but yeah, knight g to e7 was the only move that kept us really even here. Or I could have just moved to a3 now to avoid the rook b1 situation, but then they still could have come after that pawn, my b pawn. Or I could have brought the queen back to b6 here. But I thought if I took this now, yeah, that was my mistake. That was my mistake here. I thought that if I took here now, they could take back and I would win it. But that was a miscalculation because after I take there, they put the rook over and they're up 3 point something. But I was smart enough to see this, that I can save the queen and the knight here because the idea is to chase away my queen so that they get the knight for free. But instead, I got rid of the knight via a trade, which they had to deal with because it was check, and then save the queen. So at least I did see my best move there. They take back with the knight. Oh, and yeah, I was supposed to take that pawn immediately and let them have this one. But wait, then I would have still been up 2 pawns. So why are they up +3? I just don't know. Okay. But I didn't realize I could take their a pawn until later, and I came up here. That was a mistake. Now they're up 4.5. And I have to play queen to a6 to, I guess, hit that rook, but then they'll play queen to b3, protecting the rook. Or I can play bishop to b4, which I guess threatens a bishop trade here. It says they wouldn't take it. If I played bishop to b4, they would just block that possible trade with their knight, according to the engine. And then I would play queen to a6. My next best move is rook to c8, but I didn't do any of that. I got my knight out. So now they're up +5. See, the highest that the graph said was 4 point something, or at least the highest that I could get the graph to say. But they're up 5.7 here, 5.8. If they play knight to d4, I'm still not sure what knight to d4 would do. Maybe my opponent didn't know either, and I think they wanted to keep their bishop continuing to point down here. As soon as I moved either my rook or my queen, they wanted to take that pawn on a7. And knight to d4 would block that, so I don't know why that's their best move. They didn't know that either, and they offered a queen trade, which brought us back to nearly even. So I took, and they took back, and I should have played knight to c6 to help protect that pawn, but instead I went over here aiming for their bishop. And they should have used their bishop to take this pawn, but they used their rook instead, which allowed me to trade. And so we were then even for a long time. Okay, I just wanted to go through that section. I don't understand their best move there. I don't understand why, how that would have kept them up +5. But I do understand where I messed up, I guess. I mean, not really. Sorry, I don't understand how I messed up there. If I came out of this, we're even on material and we're even on the rating, and all because they didn't find knight to d4. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Well, on the graph, we were even then for a long time. Yeah, we're still way back here. So we were even, or very close to even through all of this. There were minor inconsistencies. It says right here, like, I'm up 0.2, and then I'm up 0.7 because that wasn't their absolute best move. But regardless, we stayed right at even until my opponent made a mistake right here, and I missed it. I'm not going to click over to see the lines yet, but what I played was rook to b5 to come after this pawn. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have taken, because that would have put their pawn here. Wait, could I have still caught it? Oh, I still could have caught their pawn. Okay, so it's just taking the rook then? Yes, okay, I would have been up -6 if I had taken the rook. Oh my. If I had taken the rook, I assume they would take back, and then I can catch it. Oh, the engine actually says it's slightly better to go forward. I'm surprised by that. Why is it slightly better to go forward? I don't know. I would have gone, I know why. Because if I go this way and they don't move the pawn, I can't go toward it. But if I go this way, they kind of have to move the pawn because I have 2 ways to get to it. Okay, I think I get that. Well, let's just see. If I did go to f8, right, then they're going to bring their king, and I can't go directly toward their pawn, so I waste a move. I got it. So I could have gone here. I probably wouldn't have, but I could have. And it's not their best move to move the pawn, although they're all about the same. So let's say they played that. Well, I have to go toward it. And then now, it doesn't matter whether they play king to f1 or promote to a bishop or a knight. If they promote to a bishop, it's check. And either way, no matter what they play, I'm going to take this pawn. Either I'm going to take it here if they move their king, or I'm going to take it down there if they move the pawn. Okay, so let's say they promoted to a bishop, and then I would take it. And they're going to want to come forward, I assume. And then I'm just ahead because I have extra pawns. Okay, that's what I miscalculated during the game. Here, I thought if I took, I don't think I had a chance to say it out loud, but I thought if I took and they took back, I wouldn't be able to catch the pawn. But I had enough time that I could have calculated that I could have caught the pawn. Got it. But instead I missed. And it was their best move to move forward and my best move to take it. Oh, wait, it would have been just as good if I had just gotten behind it. But then they would have taken here, and I would have had to take in with my king. So I think it was better that I took it. Okay. And then according to the graph, yeah, it was basically drawn the rest of the way. All right. So nobody made any more mistakes, but look, we made a bunch of great moves. Both of us did. Oh, all these great moves that it says I did here at the bottom, those aren't great. Those are necessary absolute moves that if you studied king and pawn in games, which I have last year, you know those are the moves you have to make. Oh, I just realized here it says we played like an 1800, my opponent, and 1750, me. Well, good for us. I don't feel so bad then if my opponent played that well. But yeah, these were all either best or great moves. Okay, so we did a great job here. I knew that, wait, that was their best move? Sorry, I don't understand why they didn't just take the pawn here. Yeah, their best move is to take the pawn. But it's just as good to go there because I have to come back. Although, no, it says I don't have to come back. I can just come over. Or push the pawn. It's a draw either way. Okay, well, I came back because I knew they had to go back. But that time, see, that was their only move. They had to go back there. Well, what else can I do except go back again? I assumed they would take the pawn, and I know how to force a draw in this end game here. At least I was pretty sure. And if you don't know, I have some videos on this back, you can just search for like king and pawn end games on my channel. but basically just stay in front of the king if it comes forward, or stay in front of the pawn if it comes forward, and they have to get behind it. I drop back, they come over, I stay in front of the king, and so on. It's either going to be a repetition, or like I said during the game, here, if they had moved there, it's a stalemate, and if they moved any of their other choices, I take the pawn, and it's a draw by insufficient material. Either way, it's a draw, but agreeing to a draw is just fine. Yeah, 2 draws in a row, and I actually gained 2 points for this one. Good for me. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.